So I don't know if he wants to look like he's like, oh, I can do it too, you know. It sounded to me though like it may be self-financed simply because you can do whatever you want. You answer to no master.
Does that mean it's going to be mostly filmed in New Jersey again, rather than mostly California?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Well, it's definitely going to probably be filmed at the Quick Stop, I assume. Oh no, the Quick Stop burned down. I should have watched Clerks 2. Oh, they rebuilt it.
That's right, give him shit.
I apologize. Listen, The Walking Dead gets Chris Hardwick, the comic book man get Chris Laudando. I apologize. All right, next question. Thank you, sir. Next question.
Ladies first.
All right.
My question was for Bryan. What was the hardest part about filming Vulgar for you? Other than the obvious.
The obvious? You know, it wasn't really... being in the makeup chair, actually, for like an hour and a half to 2 hours sometimes was just fucking monotonous after a while. But, you know, Bryan and the crew actually made it really smooth sailing for a lot of it. We actually, you know, he was smart in planning how we filmed it, where we actually went into it easily and then left one whole like week of the really intense hard stuff. So we led up to it. So we got all the slapsticky, jokey shit out of the way, and then got into the hardcore, like, you're getting fucked. You know what I mean? But otherwise, I'm very proud of that movie. I'm very proud of Johnson's work in that, and I'm also, I'm really glad that a lot of the fans still enjoy it as much as they do. I mean, they all still like, how the hell did you? I'm like, dude, if you read the first draft, there was feces involved. And I was just like, halfway through the script, and I called up Johnson, like, what the hell is wrong with you, dude?
So no feces.
Yeah, exactly. So that's him on the phone. So there was no feces, right?
I watched the trailer for that, and I was like, oh, this is going to be so funny. I was crying halfway through.
Lionsgate really does mislead you with that trailer.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is going to be really funny, and then, yeah, I was crying by the end of it. I was just so, yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
By that point, I had already been on Mallrats and been around Chasing Amy, but with O'Halloran, years later, it was the first time I ever saw an actor like really get into like a headspace. Actually, the next time was you, who was also in Vulgar, who played Travis. But like, I remember when we were gonna shoot that stuff, and like O'Halloran, like you could see like his face change, and like he really got into it. First, I was like, "What the fuck's with this guy?" But it's interesting to see somebody who's like a real actor. Sort of transform and like bring themselves into that headspace. He did it so well that I was like, this is not the first time this has happened to this guy.
And that person he's pointing to is Scott Schiaffo, right here, and he's also the Chuli's gum rep in Clerks, everybody. Next question.
That head technique I then taught to Daniel Day-Lewis for Lincoln.
Next question, yeah.
I'll probably tip this down a minute.
Yeah.
I read about Jay and Silent Bob's super groovy cartoon movie. Do you guys know anything about that, and are you guys going to be in it?
I have one line.
That's it? Well, yeah, you might hear some familiar voices on there, especially if you listen to the podcast.
Okay. Ming, you're on there, right?
Yeah, I might be on. I put him on there? I'm just... No, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. I have one line too. Yeah.
That's what they gave me, huh?
You guys are awesome, though. Thank you.
Not a problem.
Next question. Oh, look, he's filming it too.
This is for all of you. Can I ask you what your comic book fantasy is? Anybody can go first.
Why does rock and roll fantasy sound so much cooler than like comic book fantasy?
You look familiar. Didn't you just ask me this half an hour ago?
Well, he shoved you into the bathroom stall.
Mike, come on.
What, a comic book fantasy?
Yes. Either real or imagined, or...
I would hope it's imagined. Yeah, I really want to catch an asteroid, Ming. Save the Earth. No,
What is true comic fanboys? It doesn't go to the girl. It's like, I'm going to catch an asteroid. Beat up the thing.
Says the guy who has clown rape in his movies. Where did you go, Bryan? Wrong. I never thought about that question. I never want to think about that question, to be honest with you.
Well, it's pretty
open. Like me being a superhero, what's my... Sure. Okay, great. I'm going to save the girl. Yeah, catching Lois Lane falling from a skyscraper. That's awesome.
So not
cut in her in half.
So not what's her name, Mary Jane or whoever who actually died. You're not gonna.
No,
go to that.
Awesome. Thank you. I don't think anyone else answered the question.
I don't fucking read comics, man. Comics are for kids.
You're too busy getting into somebody else's headspace.
It was funny. It was funny that he said like you didn't go to the girl because I was like, yeah, it was totally gay. Every female fucking superhero, we're going all the way. You know? Yeah, like a troop of Amazons. Here we go.
Yeah, I think my fantasy would to be to ride bitch on the back of Barbara Gordon's bike in that old Batman series. Like,
there you go.
The theme song playing in the background.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm on board.
Your host, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Now I feel dirty.
Yes.
Hi, my question's for Brian. If
There's two of us.
O'Halloran, sorry.
It's my sister, ladies and gentlemen.
If Kevin were to do a movie with one of Dante's relatives, one of the other Hicks guys, as a star, which one would you want to play?
Well, Gil was a total tool. I think the name of the guy they gave in Chasing Amy was Sean Hicks. He was like the TV executive. I would like to see like a Grant Hicks, the Dogma news anchor. You know, kind of like a weird Anchorman probably spin on it. Kevin's version of what Anchorman would probably be.
That would be cool.
That's the only thing I can think of.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
You should have wrote all these questions to me.
I know, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I have two questions. The first question is, does anyone know what the plans are for the Super Groovy movie after the tour, if you can't see it on the tour?
I assume sell it.
Yeah.
On DVD. Yeah.
Okay, second question. Mike, I plan on trying your cutlet and apple butter sandwich tomorrow. Have you ever thought about making a comic book cookbook? Like just a short little...
Marvel beat me to it. And I mean, they have some awesome recipes in the Marvel cookbook.
Do you remember?
Sure. It's they teach you how to make raisin bread. Get a loaf of Wonder Bread and push raisins in it.
What is there all of them have like a weird comic book name, right? So what's that one? Is that like Thor's like Asgardian raisin bread?
Why would he have what does Thor have to do with raisins?
I don't know. I just said, what's the name then?
Well, if there's like the Black Panther sandwich where they tell you to get a filling of your choice and put it between two pieces of bread.
Is there like any
swear to God?
Well, there's like a super dog and a super horse. Is there like a super bunny? Because that could be the raisin bread, right? Like, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
The bartender got this.
It's not a bad idea, though. I mean, there's not a Marvel doesn't have a monopoly on cookbooks. You could do it.
Hope not, but yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, I'll do it.
Thank you.
You get nothing.
What the hell? He asked the question.
You did.
Hi guys, I have two questions. The first question is the comic book that you guys are writing for Dark Horse. You have a scheduled date that's supposed to come out? The miniseries?
It's Dynamite.
Dynamite.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dynamite.
I believe Walt was talking to the guy the other day, and it was July or August, the first issue should.
And it's got running 5 issues?
5 issues, yeah.
And the second question is, what was it like when you guys met Stan Lee?
Oh.
I didn't.
What did you say to him in the limousine? Are you allowed to talk about that?
What I said, Stan, I don't really know. I mean, I didn't really meet him on Mallrats. Walt did. He got his picture taken with him super briefly. To say like they met was sort of an overstatement. I didn't meet him. So this time around, like, I mean, I know how nice he is and what a cool guy he is, but when he got into that limo, he said some shit that I was like, "Ooh, Stan!" I had to turn my mic off, and I did.
Unprompted too, right?
What? Yeah, it was unprompted stuff that he was sort of bitching about. That I was like, "This is awesome." Like, I cannot imagine the number of people that this would mean more to than me. But then I asked him if he really was that excited about being asked comic book questions fucking constantly. Like, who would win this and who would win that? I was like, you gotta get tired of it after a while, right? And I can't tell you what he said. I swore to him I would not tell his answer because he was like, yeah. And I was like, Stan, I was like, you have no idea how I will keep
Wait, it was
this
that
locked up.
shocking though that you're
A little bit. I'll give you that, a little bit.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, we're at the
Actually, it wasn't shocking at all.
being asked.
He was surprisingly
Wasn't shocking
racist,
at all.
folks.
All right, we're at the.
No, come on, Mike.
We're at the 2-minute war. Oh.
I have a question.
Oh, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Robert Bruce.
Did everybody pay to
Robert
here?
Bruce, everybody.
Is everybody paid? Thanks for coming, guys.
Everybody.
That's it?
Reg had a question. Can you vacate the
Is that how we're going to end it? Because I was going to do, I don't know, really quick, last question.
Song and dance.
Guys, last question.
Is it wrapping up?
Yeah, we got to go, yeah. I know. I'm sorry.
Why aren't more people drinking at 11 in the morning?
Weirdest experience with fame. Everybody, rapid fire.
Start me.
Weirdest. It's all good. What?
Well, like bizarro. Like somebody says they have a Ming, like, candles set up with pictures in their house.
Anybody? No, I think the thing obviously I like it. I love it. Pictures taken. People recognize you in restaurants. I think what I really love is how much Walt hates it though.
Anybody listen to yesterday's Tell 'em Steve Dave? Yeah.
He hates it. I think he was he was up at the counter and someone breezed by and they're like, "Holy shit! I just met Ming Chen." And he was like,
Walter actually called me that day, and he was like, "You'll never fucking believe what just happened."
and if that could happen every day, if he could get that mad, that's the best part. That's the best part.
He just told everyone that you don't work in the store every day because he does get that angry every day.
Yeah, but even anger, just the annoyance, it's great. I love it. I love it.
O'Halloran, weirdest experience. You probably got a lot of crazy stories.
Well, I mean, weirdest was like early on. I was fax stalked by a brother and sister from Kentucky, like literally sending faxes with like the backward letters and stuff like, "We've never been to the big city. We'd love to come over there and see you maybe." And you and that random guy, like they didn't get out of the fact that the characters were characters and not real life. And I was just like,
well, they're still faxing over there.
No. I literally had to turn off that number after like 2 months of having them. Like, this is fucked up. I don't know how they got the number and I don't know where they're going, but this has got to stop. So that's the weirdest thing. I mean, the coolest thing.
My fax number.
Exactly. How did they get my fax number? They're wasting my thermal paper.
All right, I'm getting the signal. We got to wrap it up. Okay. I guess really quick, Mike and.
All right. Just the constant phone calls at the stash and people bringing in their crap comics, like, "Hey, look what I got." And it's like, "Oh, that's great."
That's your fucking job, dude. That's every day then.
You kidding? Your brother and sister tag team combo came up with their stack of comic books. They're all signed by Brian O'Halloran. How much can I get for them? Nothing.
Johnson.
I'm not in a comic.
I think fame is an overstatement. I would say quasi-fame, pseudo-fame, something like that.
Dude, you're famous to me.
But the involvement with View Askew and being on the television show and doing Tell 'em Steve Dave has finally allowed me to find a way to get girls to lower their standards enough to be with me.
Wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, your panelists. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the day.